Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.
Welcome to Nilfisk University, where excellence is attained through active learning. Welcome to the Use and Care training for the advanced SW8000 Power Sweeper. The SW8000 provides excellent debris capture with consistent dust control across the entire sweep path with its innovative features like DustGuard. This is all accomplished in a safe and easy-to-use and comfortable machine. The SW8000 platform is closely based off of its predecessor, the Xterra. In fact, operations are so similar that the Xterra training is utilized as the backbone for this SW8000 training module. When the Xterra is referenced in this training, just change this name in your mind to the SW8000, since the operation and functionality is the same. The main difference between the Xterra and the SW8000 is regarding the engine for the LP and gasoline fuel sources. The SW8000 for gasoline and LP utilizes an industrial Kubota engine that will provide superior reliability, reduce maintenance, and thus lower total cost of ownership. This training will provide a new operator an introduction to the SW8000, the daily use steps for the machine, and the routine maintenance and care steps for the machine. This course is not intended to be a substitute for the operator's manual that ships with the machine. It is important that you read, understand, and follow all safety and operating instructions in the manual. Doing so will ensure years of safe operation and optimum performance from your machine. This training will always be available on Nilfisk U. In the future, if you have questions, you can refer back to this training at any time. By successfully completing this training course, you will be able to identify the major components and systems of the machine, explain all user interface buttons and levers, explain how to activate the motion, sweeping, dust control, and dumping systems, understand the Broom's off in neutral functionality, identify machine safety features and how to use them, explain how to safely and efficiently sweep, and explain regular maintenance checks and tasks and how to complete these tasks. This table of contents can help you efficiently navigate to a specific area you may have a question about in the future. The training will follow this order. Components and systems. This section will provide an overview of the Xterra machine and operator interface areas. The daily cleaning process section will walk through what each of the functions on the Xterra does and the steps to safely activate and use these systems. The areas covered are motion control, sweep system activation and deactivation, dust control activation, hopper dumping, and finally, efficient, safe sweeping. The final section is routine maintenance activities. The purpose of the Xterra Power Sweeper is to safely and efficiently sweep or move debris with the main broom and side brooms, capture swept debris for later disposal, this is done with the hopper, and control dust during the sweeping process. This is what a sweeper does in its most basic functions. The following systems work together to accomplish this purpose. Components and systems. Sweep system. Main broom, the part of the sweeper that mechanically moves debris into the hopper. Side broom, or brooms, depending on the machine configuration, the part of the sweeper that enables edge cleaning and increases overall sweep path. The side brooms do not throw debris directly into the hopper, but rather move debris into the path of the main broom to be thrown into the hopper. Hopper system captures the swept debris and holds it until later disposal. The hopper has variable high dump up to 60 inches. Dust control system. The Xterra has best-in-class dust control capability with a system that, unlike most sweepers, can start at the side brooms, which are the largest culprit for fugitive dust emissions with a mechanical sweeper. The Xterra accomplishes its dust control through its Dust Clear 5-stage dust control system. Stage 1, DustGuard, side broom dust suppression, attacks the greatest source of fugitive dust, the side brooms. This is an optional feature but recommended and is field retrofittable. The remaining 4 stages are standard on every Xterra machine. Stage 2, vacuumized main broom chamber. Heavy skirting around the main broom contains dust and a vacuum is pulled on the entire broom chamber and hopper to prevent dust from escaping. Stage 3, airflow labyrinth. The flow of dust and air from the main broom, as indicated by the flowing red arrows in the picture, changes directions in the hopper, allowing the majority of the dust to settle out in the hopper. Stage 4, nanofiber technology dust filter captures any remaining dust with efficiency of greater than 98% on particles 0.3 to 1.0 micron in size. Stage 5, airflow restoration system is a shaker mechanism that removes the majority of filtered dust from the filter to improve airflow and dust control. The dust flow is contained exclusively in the hopper, and only 2 critical seals are necessary with this system to assure excellent and simple dust control. Power system. The engine, hydraulic power system, and the fuel tank reside under the easily tiltable and removable rotomolded covers. Power sources available include LP or propane, gasoline, or diesel. All sweeper operations, including hopper dumping, can be safely and comfortably completed from the operator comfort zone. The entire operator interface and functionality will be covered in this training. The Xterra is constructed of rugged rotomolded polyethylene that is easy to clean, will never rust, and, like bumpers on most automobiles of today, will absorb impact, protecting the machine and operator for improved safety and reduced downtime. Beneath the rotomolded body lies a welded steel frame of heavy gauge steel that provides the structural skeleton for the machine. Literature. Your machine was shipped with vital printed information regarding operation, spare parts, and service. Keep these manuals in a safe place for future reference. This is an overview of the operator interface area. Seat with armrest, steering wheel, optional tilt wheel available, excellent maneuverability with 90-degree rear wheel turning for maximum maneuverability, allowing machine to turn on a dime. Machine control pedal, brake with integral parking brake, hopper safety prop rod engagement lever, dashboard with ignition switch, sweep system activation lever. This area also contains the main broom height adjustment mechanism, option activation switches for options like DustGuard, side broom dust suppression, and turn signals, and finally the circuit breakers, which are only used for service. The standard seat includes a right side armrest that makes operation comfortable and rotates up to make getting on and off the machine easier. The seat is forward-backward adjustable using the indicated release lever. The Xterra includes lots of legroom to comfortably accommodate even taller operators. A seatbelt option is available. An optional suspension seat is available for increased operator comfort. This is a great machine comfort enhancement and is field retrofittable. The motion control pedal controls the forward and backward motion of the machine. Tilt the pedal forward and go forward. Tilt the pedal backward and go backward. Speed is proportional to how far pedal is pushed in either direction, with a maximum speed of 9 miles per hour in the forward direction. The Xterra utilizes hydrostatic braking. When you pull your foot off the pedal, the machine will quickly stop from the design of the hydraulic system. Pedal angle is adjustable for operator comfort by removing and replacing the indicated pin in any of the available holes. Most braking during normal operation is completed with the hydrostatic braking system on the motion pedal. The mechanical brake is mainly used as a parking brake, but is available as an independent and redundant brake system for increased safety. The brake pedal is located left of the motion pedal, like a car. It consists of mechanical drum brakes that operate on the front wheels. The brake pedal includes a parking brake that is built into this pedal. To engage this parking brake, push down the brake, engage brake lock on brake pedal at the front of the pedal with your toe. To release, simply push down on the brake pedal again. The operator dashboard contains visual information as well as interface touchpad with buttons large enough to activate with work gloves on. The dashboard is laid out with machine hour meter and gauge information on the left and other information and switches on the right. Buttons have been grouped together in logical groups to assist in operator training. Groups include sweep system, dust control system, and hopper-related system switches. These are the locations and definitions of the dashboard components. Hour meter gauge. The standard machine includes an hour meter only. The optional gauge package provides additional engine and fuel level information. The LP propane machine gauge package does not include fuel level readout as shown here, but does include a low fuel warning light, which is indicated here. With an LP machine, when the light goes on, proceed immediately to replace the tank, since when this light comes on, you have between 5 and 10 minutes of operation before you will run out of fuel. The rest of the dashboard icons are engine service indication. When this light goes on, service is required. Glow plug indication. This is used for diesel units only. Horn, headlights on and off switch. Engine RPM. This switch toggles the engine RPM between idle and working RPM. The engine will return to idle after 20 seconds of inactivity to save fuel and reduce noise and air pollution. Most operations of the machine, like sweeping, will not work unless the engine is at working RPM. Side broom activation deactivation. Side brooms will automatically start when the main broom is activated. This switch can be used to deactivate the side brooms. Dust control fan switch, which is also the wet sweep bypass switch. This switch does not control the DustGuard system. The dust control fan will automatically activate when the main broom is activated. Filter shaker, 20-second timed. Vacuum fan is turned off during the shake cycle. The filter shaker will also execute each time the main broom is raised to the transport position. The hopper system includes hopper raise. The brooms are automatically deactivated when the hopper is raised and transport speed is reduced for safety. The hopper raised indication light will light up as soon as the hopper begins to raise and will turn off again when the hopper is fully lowered. Hopper lower button. Hopper door open button. The hopper door will automatically open anytime the main broom is lowered. Hopper door closed. The hopper door will automatically close as soon as the hopper begins raising to prevent dumping debris on the ground by mistake. High hopper temperature indication for use with high hopper temperature option, which can detect a fire in the hopper. This last icon is a reminder that all operators should be properly trained prior to operating this equipment. Starting the engine. For gas and LP models, turn key clockwise until engine catches and release key. For LP versions, if engine cranks but does not catch, check to assure the LP tank has fuel and that the valve is open. For diesel models, there is a different ignition switch that includes a glow plug preheat position common with diesel engines. Turn the key counterclockwise and hold the key to activate the glow plug circuit. A glow plug indication light on the dashboard will turn on to show that the heating circuit is active. The glow plug indication light will go out when the glow plugs are properly preheated. Turn key clockwise until engine catches and release key. With all engine types, turn key counterclockwise to turn engine off. The Xterra includes a safety feature that will prevent the engine starter motor from engaging unless the motion pedal is in the neutral position. This will prevent unexpected machine motion when you first start the machine. If you try to start the engine but the engine starter does not engage, assure the motion pedal is in the neutral position by rocking the pedal back and forth, and then try again. The sweep system activation lever is located at the operator's arm. This one lever allows the operator to set to active the main broom, side broom, hopper door, and dust control system with a single motion. However, the brooms do not start automatically when the lever is activated because the Xterra has the brooms off in neutral safety feature, which only allows the above noted systems to become active when the machine is in motion. The brooms off in neutral feature also increases broom life. There are two sweeping positions for the main broom activation lever. The first is the restrained position, and for most applications will be where the main broom is used since it provides excellent sweeping without excessive broom wear. The second position is the free float position and is used for sweeping uneven surfaces where the broom must be lower to reach the dips in the pavement. The engine must be at working RPM level in order to allow the sweeping and dust control system to engage. If at low RPM, hit the rabbit turtle switch on the dashboard to bring engine to working RPM. As a broom wears, it must be lowered to achieve proper sweeping. The main broom wear adjustment knob is how this is done for the main broom on the Xterra. A keynote to remember on broom height setting is that best sweeping performance is realized when broom bristles are lightly flicking the surface. If the broom is set too low, the performance will not be improved and the broom wear will be significantly increased. Warning: never go under a raised hopper without safely locking it out with a mechanical member. The safety hopper prop rod indicated here should always be in place prior to going under the hopper. The engagement of the Xterra's safety hopper prop rod can be completed quickly and without leaving the operator position, so there is no reason not to use it. To engage it, fully raise the hopper using the dashboard touchpad. Engage the safety prop rod lever by sliding the engagement lever back. Lower hopper until locked. When you want to release it again, raise the hopper and slide the lever forward. Option activation switches. These switches are located to the right of the steering wheel and are used for activating optional features including turn signal switches, 3-position switch, left, right, and off, flashers switch, and DustGuard spray activation. If DustGuard's switch is in the on position, it will not begin functioning until the main broom activates with machine motion and will turn off again automatically when the machine motion stops, just like the sweeping system. DustGuard will not activate if the main broom is not active. To access the filter and filter shaker, open up the hopper hood by releasing the 2 latches at the front corners of the hood. Lift up the hood and engage the hopper prop rod located on the left side while looking at the machine from the front. The end of the rod goes through the hole in the red painted plate in the side of the hopper hood. The standard panel filter is a cellulose ultraweb material which is light blue in color. There is an optional water-tolerant version made of spunbond ultraweb which is white in color. If dust control on your sweeper ever diminishes, it could be that this filter needs service. A filter bracket locked down by 4 hand-tightened knobs locks the filter firmly in place to prevent dust leaks. The filter shaker motor works with the filter shaker bracket to knock out dust from the filter to restore maximum airflow and optimize dust control. Removing the panel filter is easy and takes less than a minute. Loosen the 4 knobs, slide out the bracket and store as shown in the picture, and remove the panel filter. Reverse these steps after installation or replacement. Be sure to properly line up the seals and clamp the filter in place with the bracket. While the hopper hood is up, it reveals the side broom height adjustment knobs indicated by the arrows in the picture. DustGuard is an optional feature that addresses side broom generated dust. The lower picture is a close-up of the DustGuard nozzle system. DustGuard works by putting out a fine water mist like a fog that envelops the side broom and suppresses the dust at the side broom. DustGuard will significantly reduce the amount of side broom dust created while leaving the floor dry and ready for immediate use. The 14-gallon tank for DustGuard is located on the left side of the machine and is shown here with the water fill port cap removed. With dual side brooms and the standard DustGuard nozzles, you will get around 3 to 3.5 hours of full sweep path dust control sweeping per tank. The Xterra was designed with service access as one of the key goals. The result is max access, which provides full engine and hydraulic access on the machine. To get full access, there are 3 tiltable removable body covers. 1, the seat cover. To open, push the lock mechanism tab to the left and tilt the seat panel out to the right. This will reveal the fuel and hydraulic tanks. 2, the engine cover is kept in place by the seat cover, so the seat cover must be tilted out first. Tipping out the engine cover will reveal the engine, radiator, and hydraulic oil cooler. 3, the DustGuard tank can be removed by opening up the locking tab and lifting off the tank. If the machine is DustGuard system equipped, be sure to disconnect the water line before removing the tank. Removing the tank will provide full access to the hydraulic valve block and pumps and the battery. If the hopper is raised, the rubber skirt shown in the picture can be removed without tools by removing the thumb screws that hold the barrier in place, providing further access to the hydraulic systems on the machine. Daily use steps. This section of the training will cover the daily use steps for daily cleaning with the Xterra sweeper. The information will be covered in the following order: equipment inspection, sweeping system activation, efficient safe sweeping, and equipment cleanup. To keep mechanical equipment functioning safely and properly, it is important to inspect the equipment prior to use. If issues are found, schedule a time to have the issue addressed if you cannot take care of the issue immediately. Do not use a machine if there are any safety issues identified or if there are issues that could result in damage to the machine. Recommended daily checks include hydraulic oil level. Open up seat cover and follow the instructions on the hydraulic tank for checking hydraulic oil level. engine oil level. Open engine cover and use oil dipstick to check oil level. Verify engine radiator and hydraulic cooler fins are clear of debris. The hydraulic cooler can be tipped out to allow for inspection and cleaning. If not clean, blow out with an air hose to assure proper system cooling. Main and side brooms. Raise and lock out the hopper. This is the easiest way to gain access to the main broom for inspection. Verify the main broom is free of any wrapped debris. If any debris is wrapped around the main broom, remove it to prevent flat spots in the bristles. Look at the side brooms and assure no material has gotten wrapped around the broom motor. Once the bristles of the main broom and side broom are half of their original bristle length, it is time to replace the brooms. Also verify that the skirting around the main broom chamber is not overly worn or damaged. Check the fuel level. For LP machines, look in window beneath the operator seat indicated at the right and look at the LP tank gauge. A full 33-pound tank will provide around 7 hours of sweeping. For gas and diesel machines, click the key to the run position and observe what the gauge says for the tank level. If fuel is needed, fill the tank, which is located beneath the operator seat cover. Walk around a machine and look for anything that is not right with the machine. Look for leaks, damage, loose parts, low tire pressure, dust leaking past the dust filter, and verify DustGuard system, if so equipped, is working and refill the water tank. To begin sweeping, first sit in the operator seat and adjust seat for proper comfort and put down the side arm rest. Start the machine. Set engine to high RPM by hitting the turtle rabbit button on the dashboard. Verify parking brake is off by pushing on the brake. If the brake was on, it will release once pushed. Use motion control pedal to drive to area to be cleaned. Always drive safely and under control. If you need to trailer machine to a different location, drive the machine onto the trailer and securely tie down using the 4 tie-down locations indicated by the blue decals. For loading and unloading from a trailer, it helps to have the hopper raised a foot or so to help the hopper clear the ramp transition to the trailer. To begin sweeping, assure the engine is set at the working RPM. Move the sweep system activation lever to either of the forward locations. The restrained broom location on the right side should be the most typical location to use. This will complete a number of tasks, including lowering and powering the brooms, opening the hopper door, activating the dust control vacuum system, and activating DustGuard if so equipped, and if the DustGuard switch to the right of the steering wheel is set to on. Moving the sweep activation lever will set systems to active, but will not activate all the brooms and systems until the machine is in motion. This is the brooms off and neutral feature and improves safety as well as reduces broom wear. If the machine is not used for more than 20 seconds, the engine will return to idle RPM. To begin sweeping again, when this happens, push the rabbit turtle button on the dashboard to set RPM to sweeping level and begin sweeping again. Sweeping deactivation. Return the sweeper system activation lever to the off position shown in the picture, and all of the systems noted previously will turn off. In addition, the 20-second timed filter shaker will complete a shake cycle to clear out any debris that is caught in the filter from sweeping. The Xterra has excellent dust control and should be able to sweep virtually dust-free in all applications with a properly maintained machine. Dust control best practice. Use dust control vacuum system whenever sweeping. The only exception here is if there is standing water in the sweeping path. In this instance, turn off the dust control vacuum fan using the switch on the dashboard. This is often referred to as wet sweep bypass. Be sure to reactivate the dust control vacuum again after sweeping through the puddle. Failure to turn off the vacuum fan while sweeping in wet conditions can cause your dust filter to become wet, turning the filtered dust to mud, and thus reducing the effectiveness of the system. Use DustGuard spray system if the machine is so equipped, since the side brooms can be the greatest source of fugitive dust emissions. Don't use side brooms if the machine is kicking up excessive dust. DustGuard will reduce side broom dust, but not completely eliminate it. Operate the filter shaker occasionally or as needed. Even though the filter shaker executes automatically every time the main broom is raised, in dusty applications the filter shaker will need to be run if the machine begins releasing a bit of dust from the main broom chamber. Maintain dust panel filter. Verify there are no holes in the filter and that it has not gotten wet. If the filter has gotten wet or is damaged, Wash or replace the filter to restore proper dust control. Hopper emptying. The hopper should be emptied at the end of each cleaning shift. Daily emptying the hopper will get rid of the debris that could give your machine an unpleasant odor and will leave the machine ready for sweeping the next day or for the next shift. You also need to empty the hopper when it is full. For mechanical sweepers like the Xterra, this will be when you begin trailing debris behind the machine. This is why it is important to regularly look behind the machine to assure debris is not trailing. When it is time to dump, you can sweep to the dump location if the hopper is not yet full. If the hopper is full, raise the main broom, which will also close the hopper door containing the swept debris. The Xterra has a variable dump height hopper that can reach up to 60 inches. These are the steps for dumping the hopper. Once at the dump location, raise hopper to necessary height using button on the dashboard. The hopper door will automatically shut if in the sweep mode to prevent accidentally dumping the load prior to raising the hopper. Slowly move forward to dump location. The clear view design with offset hopper will make seeing the hopper safe and easy. The transport speed is automatically limited when the hopper is raised for safety, since a sweeper is less stable with the hopper raised. Open hopper door using the dashboard button to release debris. If in windy conditions, the hopper can be lowered below the threshold of the dumpster to minimize dust blowing around. If you use this technique, be sure to raise the hopper again before backing away. If debris that was swept was damp, it may take some time for all the debris to fall out. Bouncing the hopper with the hopper raise and lower buttons can help free up stuck-on debris. Lower hopper as soon as you are clear of the dump location. The following concepts will help you utilize the Xterra safely and productively. Drive safely. Keep the machine at a safe speed for the operating conditions. Keep eyes scanning, looking for other traffic and conditions that could create an issue. Stay attentive. Carefully control location of the right side broom when cleaning along edges. The clear view design of the Xterra, along with standard power steering, will allow the operator to safely and comfortably control the location of the cleaning path. Long straight lines are easiest and most productive. If that is not possible, follow some pattern to maximize sweeping coverage efficiently. Rear steering. Plan your turns and watch the back corner as you negotiate tight areas. Plan overlap for several inches to avoid stripes of missed area. Avoid impacting business by staying out of the way of production and lift trucks if in a factory, or minimize traffic impact if in a parking garage. Regularly look behind to verify sweeping performance. If the floor is not left clean, or if the machine begins kicking up dust, you need to find and address the issues preventing excellent sweeping results. Use dust control. Best sweeping performance is dry conditions. If you have to sweep a wet area, turn off the dust control vacuum fan for that area. Note that debris is picked up by the main broom, which resides under the operator's seat. You need to fully pass over the debris to pick it up. Try to avoid backing up, since light debris that has not yet been captured will be left behind. Rough surfaces and cracks can help capture light debris. This is very helpful for capturing light material like packing materials and leaves. After a day of cleaning, it is important to maintain the Xterra sweeper to be ready for the next day of cleaning. Empty hopper, even if it is not full. This can keep the machine from having a bad odor and will allow an operator to start right off sweeping when the next shift begins. Clean hopper if necessary. If muddy material has been swept, it is recommended to clean out the hopper with a garden hose to prevent dried buildup. Remove the dust filter first to prevent getting the filter wet. Check fuel level and refill if necessary. Report any machine performance issues to supervision to assure issues are addressed properly and in a timely manner. Execute routine maintenance, which will be explained next. Schedule machine maintenance as necessary for any larger maintenance items like engine oil changing. The Xterra is designed to survive industrial applications with heavy-duty components and rugged design. However, neglecting to address recommended daily maintenance tasks will eventually impact the performance of the sweeper and potentially reduce the life of the unit. All daily service and most other routine maintenance tasks can be completed without tools. please consult your machine manual for further details on the maintenance schedule or contact your advanced dealer if you have any questions about service of the machine. Refueling. The fuel tank for all Xterras is located under the seat body cover. Tilt this cover out of the way to reveal the tank. For LP propane units, disconnect the fuel connection, lift out and replace the tank. The tank is located at a comfortable lift height for easy loading. For gas and diesel machines, remove the fuel cap and fill the tank with appropriate fuel in properly ventilated area. If fuel is spilled on or near the machine, do not operate it until the fuel is cleaned up or has evaporated. If the machine is LP propane and equipped with a cab, open the door at the rear of the machine, release the latch to slide out the tank, and replace the tank. The engine and hydraulic oil should be checked each time you use the machine. To check the engine oil, tip open seat cover and tip back the engine cover. Dipstick is easily accessible on the side of the engine where the operator sits. For hydraulic oil, the hydraulic oil reservoir tank is located next to the fuel tank. Remove cap and check oil level according to the decal diagram. If the bottom of the screen is not covered with oil, you should add some oil. The Xterra uses SAE10W30 oil instead of hydraulic fluid. This is less expensive than hydraulic fluid, more friendly to the environment to dispose of, and fully meets all manufacturer's requirements for the hydraulic system components. Engine air filter. An engine can be permanently damaged if it ingests dust, and it will not run properly if not getting enough air. The Xterra protects the engine with a dual-element Donaldson filter. The filter system has a service indicator sensor that senses filter clogging based on vacuum pulled on the engine side of the filter. When this indicator shows red, it is time to service the Donaldson filter. Replace the outside filter of the Donaldson two-stage filter at this point, being sure to install and reassemble the filter housing properly. Main broom height adjustment. The ideal main broom height for best sweeping performance and to maximize broom life is a setting where the bristles are just flicking the surface, not digging in. The best way to determine the optimal broom height is to do a polish pattern test. This test will create a small dull spot on the floor from the brooms, so select a spot for the test that is not overly conspicuous. To run this test, set the parking brake to keep the machine in one place. Set the main broom lever to the restrained sweeping position. Tap the motion pedal to activate the brooms. Brooms will stop again after a few seconds due to the brooms off and neutral feature. Repeat tapping the pedal several times to be sure to leave a clear pattern on the floor. Raise the main broom, take off the parking brake, and pull the machine forward to see the polish pattern. Polish pattern should be about 2 to 3 inches wide. In this case, the broom should be just a bit lower for optimal performance, but would likely work fine on a very flat floor with no low spots. Adjust broom if necessary. Based on the results of this polish pattern test, the main broom wear adjustment knob should be loosened, moved ahead a little, and then retightened. The polish pattern test should then be repeated to confirm proper broom height. To remove the main broom for rotation or replacement, open the main broom door by lifting up on the latch at the rear of the door to release it. The door can swing open nearly 180 degrees to get it completely out of the way while you work. Open the idler arm. Simply pull it open. Pull out the main broom. Be careful, since the main broom is very sharp in two areas. One, the ends of the bristles are sharp since the bristles often contain metal that gets sharpened to needle-sharp points against the ground as it rotates. And two, the inside of the broom hub is very sharp since the bristles are often stapled into place. The best way to handle the broom is with gloves and to grab the side of the bristles as shown in this picture. Reversing the spin direction of the broom by rotating it end to end can prevent bristle set and increase the life of the main broom and improve overall sweeping results. Rotate the broom every 8 to 10 hours of use for maximum life and performance. Replace the main broom when half the bristles have been consumed. Original bristle length is just under 3¼ inches, so replace the broom when 1½ inches of bristle are left to maintain proper sweeping performance. To maintain optimal sweeping performance over the life of the machine, use OEM parts available through your local advanced dealer. Main broom installation. Slide the main broom partially back into place as shown in the picture. The broom is powered by a motor on the far side of the broom chamber that has 2 slots that engage 2 teeth on the main broom. The 2 teeth on the main broom must align perfectly with the corresponding 2 slots in the drive motor for the broom to properly install. Look down the center of the broom and identify the 2 teeth on the far side of the main broom. They are shown here properly engaged with the broom motor. A flashlight is very helpful here. Carefully align the broom teeth with the corresponding slots on the motor before trying to install. Once lined up, push the broom into place. You will need to push down slightly on the near side of the broom to raise the far side of the broom for the broom to raise up and engage with the motor. With a little practice, it will be easily done on the first try. Once the main broom is fully in place, close the idler arm, making sure the 2 teeth on the idler arm mate up with the 2 slots in the rim of the main broom. If the idler arm does not go fully closed, meaning parallel with the machine frame, then the main broom is not properly installed on the motor side, and you'll have to again line up the teeth on the broom and motor and reinstall the broom. After the idler arm goes fully closed, close the main broom door and you are finished. Side broom height adjustment. Like with the main broom, the side broom should be adjusted to slightly flick debris from the surface. Having the side broom too low will only result in increased broom wear and reduced sweeping performance. The side broom comes factory adjusted as tilted to only be touching from the outside edge of the sweeping path to the front edge of the machine. This is proper adjustment for delivering material to the main broom. If the side broom were adjusted flat on the surface like a scrub brush, it would not deliver material effectively to the main broom. Each side broom has a mechanical adjustment knob as shown in the picture. The machine left side broom adjustment knob is located under the hopper hood. Activate the sweep system and observe the height of the brooms. If side broom height adjustment is needed, turn the knobs to make the proper adjustment. Side broom replacement. Like the main broom, no tools are required for replacing the side brooms. The broom is held in place and driven by a pin that passes through the broom block and the broom drive shaft. Remove the pin to remove the broom. To reinstall, carefully line up holes on the broom and the drive shaft and reinstall pin and close clip to hold it in place. Dust filter inspection and maintenance. The dust control system is one of the key systems on a sweeper, so it is important to inspect and maintain this system. Gain access to the filter by raising the hopper hood after releasing the 2 latches on the front corners of it. Prop it open using the provided hood prop rod. Look for dust control leaks on the clean side of the filter. The clean side is the top side of the filter. If dust is on the clean side of the filter, find the source of the leak and address it. To remove the filter, loosen the 4 indicated thumb screws. Do not remove them, just loosen them. Slide the filter shaker frame up and tilt it free of the tabs that lock it in place. The frame can conveniently be stored without unplugging the filter shaker in the space indicated in the picture. Filter should not have mud built up on the hopper side or dirty side of the filter. If the filter has dried mud on it, airflow will be heavily restricted, degrading the efficiency of the dust control system. If filter is mudded, replace the filter or wash and dry thoroughly, being careful not to damage the filter media. After inspection or replacing, reinstall filter following the above steps in reverse order. Servicing the DustGuard system. If the DustGuard nozzles do not create an even mist or do not spray at all, check easy items first. Verify the DustGuard switch to the right of the steering wheel is in the on position. Make sure that the engine is at high RPM and the main broom is in the lowered position with the brooms turning. The DustGuard system can also take a minute or two to prime when first starting out for the day or after refilling. At this point, if the nozzles are spraying inconsistently or not at all, remove the yellow cap and then activate the brooms again. Water should flow out of the open hole in the hose. If not, additional service is required and should be scheduled. If there is flow from the hose, then the tips are clogged. Clean filter and nozzle. Rinse filter under tap water and ensure the very fine tip in the spray nozzle is clear. Reassemble and test. Replace nozzles if you cannot get them to spray properly. This completes the instructional portion of this module. By successfully completing this course, you will be able to identify the major components and systems of the machine, explain all user interface buttons and levers, explain how to activate the motion, sweeping, dust control, and dumping systems, understand the Broom's off and neutral functionality, identify machine safety features and how to use them, explain how to safely and effectively sweep, and explain regular maintenance checks and tasks and how to complete these tasks.
Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.